Looks like we're live.
Okay, you got the, okay, good. Well, folks, welcome to the Ripple Effect. We'll jump right in here with just going to be Dave and Erika today. We're going to focus on some health things for the new year. And how are you doing today, Erika?
I'm great. Hi.
I guess
Spring is early here in Oakland, California, sort of. Is it
yeah.
glowing? Is it? I don't know, but it's an unusually windy day. Last night and today was so windy.
Yeah, and I call it kind of a fall spring, but when's the last time you had a fall spring in January? Usually that's like March or something. But yeah, and just some station identification. You are here on the Ripple Effect, our show created by Dave and Erika about small changes make big impacts. So Ripple Effect, we focus on health and wellness issues a lot, but also other things that have a ripple effect, anything with the ripple effect-esque concept. So with that, let's just jump right in, Erika. We can give a little teaser about what we're going over today, but it's really about how to get started back on the right path for fitness, or maybe you want to step up your health and fitness game. Where do you suggest people jump in if, say, they know they got to make a change, but where do you start?
Good question. So as David said, I'm David's co-host for the Ripple Effect, and I'm here in Oakland, California, and we're having major winds. So just while you've been talking, I noticed the lights are going on and off, like major winds. So just stay tuned if anything completely shuts off. So your question is, where do people start? Well, hi, Carrie Ann. Hi. So where do people start? Well, what a great question. I like to think of it as simple, one simple change. If you have a goal for your fitness, your health, your well-being, what is that one thing that you can do that can move the old-fashioned radio dial across there? What's possible? Like, can you drink more water? Can you eat one extra serving of fruits and vegetables? Can you sleep? Can you get some good uninterrupted sleep in? Or can you help your sleep hygiene so that you just improve your sleep just that little bit much more? So I like to think of it as keep it simple. And then over time, it creates those results. People who get into January, make all these resolutions. How many people sign up for gym memberships and then, they forget to use it, or all the other things. And so just keeping it simple, keeping it easy, and then enjoying those results, one simple change, one simple thing at a time. We do have bigger programs than that. We have bigger, putting your feet to the fire. Okay. We have bigger programs than the one simple change, but I like to start people off in a way that's doable and duplicatable, so to speak. So, just thinking about what's your hope and prayer for this time, this as we're going towards spring. I can already tell the light is more happening. And so, I hope that answers that question, David. And, I would love to ask you, what's your one simple thing that you want to have happen for you in the month of beginning of this year, 2021? If you want to answer that, I want to hear, and then let's use you as a guinea pig, so to speak.
Yeah, no, that sounds fair. And I actually came back from the holidays, and after having, no shortage of pie and sweets around for a month, I was a bit heavier than I was before. And, so I kind of had in my mind, I knew while I was on my break and that I was going to tighten up everything in January. And I did that. And I've actually lost about 10 pounds since I came back from break. So I'm on the right path. For me, it was really about, if I get too fixated on the scale, then I stay the exact same. So I haven't been focused on the scale. I've just been focused on eating healthy and, cutting out the sweets and of course, doing my gym workouts with the guys from TNT Fitness. So, for me, it's like a state of mind, the big thing. If I'm feeling healthy and I'm making progress in the state of mind, then I'm good. It's where you hit those plateaus that we need help, people like you, where I can get some counsel about how to do it. I would like to talk to somebody like Kyla. I saw she was fairly booked up, so I do think I'm a big believer in coaches and having people to have accountability. But I really want to hit my long-term goal this year, losing significantly more weight. So that's what I'm working towards.
Cool. Well, so that's interesting. So the idea of, what's it going to feel like? How are you going to know that you have those results when you get there? Like, can there be a celebration every step of the way? That will make it more fun. And, so it's like having it be fun, the process. I really, what I like to do is I like to go right alongside you or the people that I'm playing with, because together we're stronger. It's real life. Like sometimes, there's a donut shop that opened up around the corner for me, and boy, it's like crack cocaine for me. When I have one of those donuts, I get this hankering that I have to have more. And then I have to like step back from the fire of that sugar, step back, So I'm right there with you doing this process with you, David. It is a fascinating time to be taking ourselves on and going towards our goals, whatever they are. And, the more you can be specific, the better you can be supported, is my opinion. And I invite you to do it, to come play with us.
Okay, great. And I would say one big difference that I thought, sometimes you have to quit doing something to see how important it is, but to have those shakes, I got kind of tired of those because I was having them every day for however many months. And then, I was making them good, but it's winter time. So, kind of having a colder smoothie isn't quite the same in the warmer weather. So I gave that up over the holidays. And I think that's kind of why I did gain a bit more, but then I picked that up now with renewed vigor in the new year. And that's, I think, a big contributor to losing weight. So I've been really mixing up those smoothies. And for those of you who don't know, I think the big difference is to get that protein and good nutrients, but you can kind of use a smoothie as like a meal replacement. So then instead of eating like a lunch, maybe it's like a sandwich or something that's like more carbs, you're eating like a smoothie that I put, I've been doing some great things with the smoothies. Like I put kale in them, avocado. So you got to make them good, and you got to make them kind of like a meal and not too like diet heavy, but you can do a lot of great things with the smoothies, which you've taught me. And Juice Plus makes some great
Can I say something about that, David?
Yeah.
So what David is referring to is the plant powders of this really great health company that I've aligned myself for the past coming on 11, 12 years, I forget. And so these plant powders are in different forms. The micronutrition of these capsules and gummies, there's gummies that are great for kids, and everything's vegan and gluten-free and certified non-GMO. And then the shake powder and the bars are the macronutrition of 44 plants. So there's a certain amount of protein, fiber content that's safe for diabetics and pre-diabetics. And the shake powder, guess what, David? No excuses. You can make those shakes in a hot smoothie. Yes, you can. You can warm up that hot water and it becomes a hot chocolate, or it becomes like a vegan eggnog, like depending on what your taste buds are craving. So have fun with it. You are the chef with your smoothie making, and you can make it you can really experiment with the powder, the shake powder, to have it taste like, berry pancake hot chocolate. Or it could be like more vegan nog, and there's wonderful recipes for that. I'm also adding some of that shake powder to my oatmeal. I also add some of that shake powder to my bio coffee. I love this bio coffee in the winter. It's made with chicory and it's made with wheatgrass. And, so this idea that you cannot get enough servings of fruits and vegetables in, especially right now in a pandemic. And so this helps bridge the gap. And it helps you have that one simple change, could be adding in the shake powder, adding in the plant powders. And there you go. You're getting about 50 plants in every day.
Yeah, that would be a great episode to go over that bio coffee or a couple of these. We'll have to have a little cooking demo. I'd really love to learn the recipe for that. I do love eggnog, of course, the real eggnog, but I like the idea of making a healthier eggnog concoction that I can admire and
yeah. Well, that's the
enjoy.
fun thing this time, David, is all that we can create during this time. And so that's a beautiful segue into, what are we creating? Like, you're creating the ripple effect. You're creating this podcast that helps me get my people out to the world and my message out to the world. So thank you so much for what you're creating, what you're doing in this wackadoodle time. And you're also doing something for more business focused types with Quantum Leap, and then your Quantum Leap longer workshop series. It's just so awesome what you're doing. And people can get in contact with you to find out how they can be part of one thing or the other, or become one of your video clients, because this is the time to get your message out. And so I just so appreciate you, David. I have definitely built my confidence up about doing this impromptu video recording, and I've been empowered and inspired to create my workshops and offerings. So can I tell you a little bit about that?
Yeah, please do. And I have a couple comments. It has taught me a lot about how to do video better. I'm working on the show here, so it's a great learning experience for both of us. But yeah, please do tell us about some of your new workshops that are coming up.
Yeah, I will do that. And before I do, I just want you to know, anybody who's tuning in to this, David Kersten is so easy to work with. He's willing to take feedback. He's willing to stretch, and he's willing to tell you what his boundaries are. I so appreciate that about you, David. And I have grown as an articulator and presenter by getting to work with you. It's such an honor. So I just want to thank you and acknowledge you and appreciate you. And anybody who's like, oh yeah, I don't do video, I don't like look, I don't like how I look. Well, you have about 3 seconds to let that go by the wayside, and then get talking to David Kersten, because he's amazing and he'll help you get your message out.
Yeah, so, I can help with that too. That's really a thing where if you have ideas and interests and things, that's all you need. That's where I've spent most of my time, is helping people shine kind of where they're at. And I think it's stage fright, or it's like fear of public speaking, the equivalents of those, which are two major fears that we have in our lives, but you can break through, and it's just exciting to see you kind of blossom in all the things that you do. So I think so much good comes from the ripple effect.
Yeah, it really does. So thank you for creating this with me. It's such a joy. So I look forward to this time to be with you. So let me tell you something about what I've been cooking up, okay?
Okay, yeah, please do.
Besides the fruits and vegetables advocacy and helping people grow their own food, that's a whole nother thing that's really fun. I have been creating these ways for people to come together and create their own stuff. So what does that look like? So every other Monday night, I have this gathering on Zoom called Radical Self-Care. And our next one will be next Monday evening. And sometimes I have guest speakers on for that. And sometimes it's moi. And we do different experiential exercises. We've been doing some Gestalt exercises and in connecting and mindfulness that are really fun and low drama, but really connecting. So that's one thing that's a free offering that I have for everybody. It's called Radical Self-Care. And you can find me on Facebook Messenger, or I'll put in the chat how you can reach out to me. And then the other two things, offering a series using the Artist's Way book, which is a beloved, tried and proven book to kind of activate and ignite your creator. And wow, in this time where we have a lot of time to be with ourselves, right? Especially for those of us who are sheltering in place, that's me, alone. I want to bring this to the world again. This is not my first rodeo using the artist way. And I call this class Crouching Tiger, Hidden Artist. And if you don't have your copy of the book, The Artist Way, please order it, get it, and come do this with us. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, we're having a last of the pre-launch of this. And then we're gonna do all the following Wednesdays in January through March to go through this book together. So it is a workshop I'm offering, and I'm so excited to bring this to you all. And you can look for the Crouching Tiger Hidden Artist Facebook group. And you can also, again, just reach out to me through the chat, and I'll get you all the details and info, and you can register. But tomorrow night is a free night to come on and learn more, and to kind of percolate about how do we do this thing called living your art, diving into your creativity. And then the last offering I have, David, if I can just keep going on, is this healing movement workshop that's called Intrinsic Movement for Healing and Intrinsic Movement for Bliss and Creativity, or Creativity and Bliss. So I'm a psychotherapist. I've done a lot of trauma therapy over the years, and I'm actually currently assisting in a trauma training. And one of these protocols that we love to use is coming from Emily Conrad, who created Continua Movement, and she's no longer here on the planet, but this is an offshoot of that with mindfulness and meditation practices. And we will be having my friend who you've met, Hassan Bakar, come be part of that with live music for a few of those sessions. So this will be happening on all the Fridays in February. We only have 4 in February. And you're so invited to come be part of that. And again, message me your interest and I will make sure to help you get registered. And those are my latest cookings. Oh yes, lastly, we're going to be having Pots and Pandemic, which is a cooking YouTube class. So if you feel kind of a little blah about your cooking, we're going to be offering ways to spice it up, new recipes, taking something that's an old and tried and proven thing and then turning it on its heels. And so I'm inviting you to come play.
Great. Yeah, I'd be happy to help out with some of the video for that cooking. I actually have my 15-year-old says that she actually wants to have her own cooking show on YouTube. So she's an amazing cook. But yeah, all those offerings are very timely. I did have I love the radical self-care. I know you've been doing that for a while. This creativity workshop sounds very interesting to me too. And I really see how our creativity is something that unlocks so much of our potential, yet if it's kind of underutilized, it's like not doing if you don't do like bench press for a year and you get on there, then it's harder, so it's something you got to kind of strengthen those muscles, so to speak, in the process of creativity. So I think in this pandemic time, it's so easy to be kind of in that fight or flight mode where you're about survival, but to be over in this creative field is where you want to be to get a lot of the great insights about what's going to move your life and your business and excite you and your passions forward. So, I really would love to check that out. And The Artist Way, it's called, the book.
You're so invited. It's called The Artist Way by Julia Cameron. It looks like one of the things Julia Cameron, I've gotten to take one of her classes with her in New York. This is what the book looks like, right? The Artist Way. And now look what's in my background. Is that a synchronicity or what? These birds flying, right? And then
yeah.
So in Artist Wayland, Julia Cameron would consider that a synchronicity. This just kind of evolved, this background here. So that bird in the background that's hanging, that's a Slovakian bird that I got back in 2003. And this shoji screen is from my artist friend Marae, and she was getting rid of this shoji screen. I was like, oh, it's beautiful. So it's a synchronicity how my home has improved to have these things here. But as I've been called to get this going with the Crouching Tiger Hidden Artist, it's such a gift to go through this book. So I hope you'll be called to come play with us and join us. And it'll be really amazing to do this during this time.
Yeah, well, they say we think in metaphors. So this metaphor of a bird flying is something that we all want, the freedom to just be out there flying and creating and just, free. So, I admire that cover of that book and, learning more about that. So, yeah.
Yeah, excited.
Is there any other things that people should maybe do right now to get involved with the shred, or to really, if they say, I've had enough of this lifestyle, how do I, what changes can I make right now? Start today on the shred, for example, or, to get linked up with some of these health products that have helped me and you and others. Um, what advice do you have for them there? Or are
Yeah.
you available to give a free consultation about that, or message you? Or
Well, certainly. I love talking to people. I love sharing and getting questions answered and helping them get registered. They can talk to you, they can talk to me, they can talk to the people in our community that is doing this shred. We have this ongoing way to dance with us, so to speak. And another fun thing that's going on is with my comrade, Dr. Amba, who you've met, and she has this 4-month challenge, healthy lifestyles challenge. So I'm one of the contributors to that. And that is, healthy lifestyle shifts in her format. So whatever way gets you to take your steps, I'm so available to have a conversation. I know David is happy to. And, it's a matter of what is your interest, and also what is your little next baby step? What is your little next activity, whether it's cutting out some of the salt and sugar items, going for more real whole food. We can help with that. So I'm so honored to dance with you, and I will respect your time, and I will honor whatever is your interest, and then we'll go from there.
Excellent. Well, I think we are going to leave it there for today. I'll give you a chance to make another closing comment if you want, but I think we are about at time, and we look forward to revisiting these issues, our health journey, our journey of creativity, or radical self-care. Really, thanks so much for setting the table for all these great insights about how people can, grow themselves and continue to learn and thrive even in the tough health environment out there with COVID-19 and all that goes along with it.
Thank you, David. So much love.
Great. Well, we'll see everybody next week for the ripple effect. Thanks, Erika, for all the great insights. We'll talk soon.